Welcome back to the Bar Lads. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified when we post new videos like this one. Today we're drinking Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon from the Heaven Hill Distillery in Louisville, Kentucky. ABV of 47% or 94 proof. The non-age statement whiskey, usually you can get this around $50. Mash bill of 78% corn, 12% malted barley, and 10% rye. So this is Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. This was originally released in September of 2020, so it's a pretty new release. And basically, we've talked about toasted barrels, double oaks, double barrels quite frequently on this. So it's still considered a straight bourbon because it is the secondary aging still takes place in new oak, but it's a toasted then charred. So it's pulling out even more of that oak flavor, more of those barrel spices, and really kind of just changing the flavor to be more wood driven as opposed to just that initial aging that most whiskeys that you're tasting have. So if you want to learn a little bit more history about Elijah Craig, we'll probably post a link over here, I think, if we're shooting this right, for Elijah Craig with the original or the small batch release, which is their baseline release, as well as just more Heaven Hill information, because this is the same distillery that produces Evan Williams as well as Larceny and Henry McKenna and probably a few other labels. Heaven Hill is a really, really big producer. So anyway, Elijah Craig Toasted. Let's dive into the tasting. So I would say compared to the small batch, definitely more dense. I think this is still the same proof, 94. Yeah, so this is still 94 proof, which is the same release proof as the small batch, but it's just coming off as more dense. It's definitely more oak tannins. Graham cracker. Almost has a s'mores quality to it. Sweetness, I'm not gonna say marshmallow sweetness, but certainly a lot of sweetness there. Very sweet up front, but as you move it around your mouth, a lot of the oak qualities come out. Vanilla tannins, oak tannins, vanilla. A lot of the barrel spice. I wouldn't say cinnamon. Yeah, not cinnamony, almost nutmeg. Very nice, long finish. Again, with those tannins, they tend to sit more on your tongue. A nice numbing quality to it. Though the spice comes through. It is a little dry and tannic because, again, that secondary aging just pulls out more of that oak flavor. For $50, it's a good bottle. The small batch is a better value. I think you get more out of it for the price. But if you can find this, I would, and if you like the Elijah Craig or the Heaven Hill taste profile, you will like this. Or if you just like secondary barreling, specifically secondary new oak toasted barrels, which you would get with like Woodford double oak or the Basil Hayden toasted, Old Forester 1910. Those are all toaster double oaked. You're gonna get a lot of that extra oak flavor, which almost comes off as more bourbony than a typical bourbon. where it's more barrel driven as opposed to distillate, corn forward, I guess, driven in terms of bourbons. So thanks again for not watching another episode of the Barley Lads. Today we've been drinking Elijah Craig Toasted. Cheers.